Brands and partners about how they're growing their e-commerce business and owning their destiny. Hosted by Morgan Lasky, for today's episode, we welcome Beardbrand.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the season 2 of Live from Your Laptop. If you haven't done so already, please turn your videos on and post up in the chat your name, what company you represent, and where you are tuning in live from today. Last week, we had close to 400 of you join us for Super Coffee episode. So it's amazing to see all of your faces back, hopefully today, and any new faces too. My name is Morgan Lasky, and I am the host of Live from Your Laptop. I'm also head of our community events program here at Klaviyo. And if you are joining us for the very first time, welcome. We're going to have a lot of fun today, and we are super excited you're going to be with us for the next hour. You'll notice, if you're new, that Live from Your Laptop's a little unconventional to other virtual events that are happening out there since COVID. It's not really a webinar. It's not really a live training. It's kind of a podcast, but we definitely like to add a twist to it. We get the brands and the partners of Klaviyo who are seeing the fastest growth on this show to talk about their journey of building a business, to marketing strategy, to e-commerce and direct to consumer tactics. And we even dig into their accounts a little bit to show you guys how they're successfully using Klaviyo. We don't pay these people. We just love them. And we say, hey, do you want to come on the show? And they're happy to share with the community. At the end, we like to wrap it up with a fun activity where you'll learn about the guests, products, and potentially a new hobby. We usually have some laughs too, but I have a feeling that we're pretty much throughout this whole episode today. So here's how the next hour will go down. We're going to chat with the founder of Beardbrand, Eric, and the copywriter, Mike. They better would have come with some gnarly beards to this episode, or I'm going to be a little disappointed in them. You guys had the chance to ask questions when you registered, so I pulled a few of those from your registrations that they'll answer, but I also came up with a few questions myself this time. After the chat, we're going to walk through some proper beard care. So I was told that you have to make sure you have a beard in order to get some of the tips that they're going to talk about. And then since the Super Bowl is coming up for all of us US folks, we thought it would be fun to vote on the best NFL beards from 2020. To finish up in pure Live from Your Laptop fashion, we're doing a giveaway. And I'm not really sure what we're giving away. I think it's some kind of package from Beardbrand. I don't know. They always hook us up good. So we'll make sure you guys need to make sure you pay attention because there's only one winner. And as we saw last week, he got free coffee for 100 days. So make sure you get your fingers ready for that. Okay, so a few reminders before we get into it. Please make sure you are muted. And then if you have a question, just put it in the chat. We'll try to get to it if we have a little bit of extra time. But the beauty of having this in a Zoom meeting as opposed to a webinar is that you guys can answer each other's questions and you can kind of chat in the chat while the other conversation is going on. Okay, let's do this, you guys. I'm going to turn it over to Eric and Mike to introduce themselves. Welcome, you guys.
Hey. What's going on? I'm Eric Van Holtz. I am the founder of Beardbrand. We launched this back in 2012 as a YouTube channel and a
Tumblr blog.
A Tumblr blog,
Tumblr blog.
And a blog as well. So we actually started with the content and then we launched our e-commerce store in 2013 and we're entirely bootstrapped. We got a small but growing team, 15 people here in Austin, Texas. And I've been working really hard. We sell products, obviously for your beard, which is no question there with a name like Beardbrand, but we've grown beyond the beard. We have hair care products, body care products, and styling products as well. So maybe we'll throw a few tips in there for those without a beard, making sure they look good.
That would be incredibly helpful, Eric. What were you doing before Beardbrand?
Before Beardbrand, I was a financial advisor.
Whoa.
Yeah. I look nothing like this and worked for a mega bank and super corporate. And yeah, it was not a good job for me.
We should have pulled up an old photo of you without your like pre-beard band holds.
They showed it on Shark Tank. I had that photo on Shark Tank.
Oh yeah.
If anybody can find it, post it up in the chat.
It shouldn't be too hard. The internet's a crazy place. You can find anything out there.
Google Eric Banholtz without a beard. I'm sure something will turn up.
Yeah.
Cool. Mike, tell us about you.
Sure. Hey, I'm Mike Lawson. I'm the copywriter here at Beardbrand. I've been with Beardbrand now for a little over a year. Born and raised in Utica, New York, which, fun fact, if you've ever seen The Office, yes, that is the Utica branch referenced in The Office. That's my hometown. Northern New York, huge Buffalo Bills fan. So very, very excited for this week's AFC Championship. I was 8 the last time the Bills made it. So it's been a very, very fun year. Looking forward to keeping that going.
Yeah, as a Steelers fan myself, I am a little bitter, but I will wish you the best because I would rather see you guys win over the Chiefs. Sorry for any Chiefs out there. Chiefs.
Yeah, I think everybody would feel that way unless you live in like Kansas City.
I don't mind the Chiefs.
I don't either, but I was telling Eric this morning, I'd be happy with any team winning this year as long as it's not Green Bay, Tampa, or Kansas City.
Yeah. Well, our Pats, we're in Boston, so our Pats nation, they're a little upset, but I think they're having a little bit of a growing year. And
you had your time for like.
Well, hey, I'm a Steelers fan, so I'm backing my Steelers. I am not for them. Anyhow, let's get started, you guys. Eric, tell us. I know you started telling us about Beardbrand, but tell us more. How did the company start, and what was one of the most challenging things you faced as a business owner in the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, as I alluded to earlier, we're a bootstrap company. One of our core values is freedom. Our three core values are freedom, hunger, and trust, and those have been defining us from day number one. And really, what we wanted to do is figure out how we could grow this business. And I didn't really know the potential. So back in 2013, beards were still kind of like a new thing. We were the one company that kind of took them serious, and we weren't like kitschy or telling jokes or making fun. We were trying to inspire people to be themselves, and just being able to grow organically through your profits is really challenging in those early days. So just managing cash flows and expectations, and you don't have a team. So like I was doing operations, I was sending packages out, I was doing the emails, I was doing the customer service, I was doing it all. So it was a little wild. But man, those are the good days. That's like the most fun time, I think, of any kind of business is in the early days when you get momentum, and that first person who ever buys who's not your mom, you're like, oh man, maybe I got something.
Yeah, maybe there's something to this.
So yeah, it's been it's been a lot of fun, a lot of grinding, a lot of hard work, a lot of content.
It's really fun if you go back and find the early Beardbrand videos.
Oh yeah.
I think if you go dig our YouTube channel, you can find some from 2013.
It's very clear. I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
Like in creating content and running a business. It was just like, years and years and years and years of making mistakes. And to this day, I still continue to make lots of mistakes.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people are probably shaking their heads. I think a lot of people that start a business, they don't have any clue what they're doing. It's scary, right? And that's why we have this community, is that we learn from each other, and you keep learning from your mistakes, and you see how other people are doing it. And we're going to talk about the YouTube channel later because it's pretty impressive.
What's that saying? Launch at 40%?
Oh, is that what they say?
I think so. I think you launched at 5.
Yeah. That would be a little complimentary also. There though. So
I wasn't. No, I wasn't there.
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't that bad.
Let's talk about this mission that you guys have.
Yeah. So, well, we've got a few, like make men awesome. You guys should have seen that. That's our mission. We believe, there's a lot going on in the world today, politics and divide. We really try to focus on the individual, and the mission of Beardbrand is to make men awesome. And ultimately, kind of what we believe is when a man is looking in the mirror and he's loving the person who's looking back at them, and he's investing in himself and he's growing, then he then has the confidence and the power to start spreading that love and that confidence to his family, to his career, ultimately to the community. And we believe we can make the world a better place through self-investment, through self-improvement. And it all starts for us and our customers with grooming, and finding that grooming routine to help people look on the outside what they look on the inside. And I think a lot of guys for so long have been afraid to invest in themselves, and than afraid to, explore grooming products and explore new styles. And we're here to kind of show them how to do it and give them the tools they need to do it. And then, like help connect them with other people who kind of see the world the same way. So that's been a big thing for us. And then our other mission you see here is to end scent confusion. And scent confusion is that thing where you're using one product for your shampoo and conditioner. You got another product for your bar soap. You got another product for your cologne, your beard oil. They're all different. And you ended up smelling confused. I mean, Mike, how would you describe it?
Well, I would say scent confusion is sudsing up your skin in the shower with shampoo and soap that smell significantly unsimilar. I would even say it's blindly bathing your beard in beard oil and beard balm that barely blend with your body wash, body scrub, body bar, and body odor. Heck, it's deodorant that doesn't do diddly other than deeply deceive the delicate decadence of your fragrance du jour. It's a malodorous mixture, mismatched, misaligned, and misguided. An awkward amalgamation of fragrance, of potpourri, and masculinity. That is scent confusion.
Yeah, so we're working to end that. So what we've done is we've developed 6 different fragrances and 2 different price points that you can do from head to toe, your grooming, your conditioning, your styling. And I don't think anyone else in the marketplace is doing that. So we're super stoked to focus on ending scent confusion for our customers and our audience.
Yeah, that's super unique, you guys. Definitely something that stands out. And Mike, everybody's loving your Letterkenny reference. So that's awesome. Okay.
So Mike also wrote that. I mean, like, this is the brilliance of Mike. This is the whole reason why this should be the Mike show, not the Eric show. Because I'm just like all the emails that we do at Klaviyo. This is something I'm really proud of because we brought Mike on. And we used to have like this proofing process and checking for typos and everything. And our art director, I asked her, I said, how many times do you find an error in Mike's emails? She's like, never. I'm like, what? Why are we wasting time doing that? Just let them send it out. So the first time our customers read an email is the first time I read it. And I'm just like, oh man, this is just brilliant. And that guy is, I mean, anyone in this chat, you cannot hire him. Do not steal him. That was my one fear of coming on this show is we got like 200 people who want to hire Mike and he's going to get all these offers. So do not do that. I will come after you. I will break your shit.
In his contract, non-compete.
They make it so I would never want to leave.
Yeah, we try to create a good spot. So.
You guys seem like you have an amazing culture. I remember, Eric, you've been a great partner of Klaviyo's. You've been on the main stage of Klaviyo Boston. We've done so much work with you guys, and it's amazing to see your team grow and just the synergy that you guys have. And the first time I talked to Mike, I was like, this makes so much sense. So cool. All right, let's keep on going, you guys. So a lot of questions from the community came in about how you guys did it after leaving Amazon in early 2008. So for those that don't know, you guys originally, you had some products on Amazon and you ended up leaving. And I'm going to let you talk about that and your story behind that. But I think even before leaving Amazon, you guys have always been advocates for own marketing. And we talk a lot about that here at Klaviyo, and hungry to basically grow your business through your own channels. Looking at where you are now using this method, can you speak to a few of the key advantages and maybe some real examples that own marketing has had on your brand, and give those listening in today ways they can maybe become a little bit more independent?
Yeah, I mean, this is a really great question and something I'm really passionate about. Again, there may be a theme in how I talk, but it's always about core values: freedom, hunger, and trust. And to me, your freedom is greatly limited by building on someone else's platform. Now, it's going to be an important part of business for a lot of people. And I wouldn't say you should necessarily nix it, but you do have to have ownership over your relationship with your customer. Because if you don't, just like that, Amazon could cut you off and you have to start over from zero. And it's like that on so many other platforms, whether it's Amazon or eBay or social media, YouTube. We know this. So we try as much as possible to build a diversified strategy where we do own it. I mean, that philosophy and that tagline of Klaviyo just deeply aligns with what we build. So a little bit about the story of Amazon. So we sold on Amazon through a third party in the early days. The way I try to look at everything is, as a business, you have scarce resources. Every single business, even from Amazon to a company our size, we all have scarce resources. There's all more things that we want to do than the resources we have. So your job as a well-run company is to figure out how you allocate those scarce resources in a way that is best focused on the growth of the company and the stability of your company and the long-term feasibility of the company. So we were selling through a third party, and I go to all these conferences all the time, and everyone's talking about how they're making millions and millions and millions of dollars on Amazon. It's the best thing since sliced bread. We were on there. We were doing okay. It was probably like 10% of our business or something like that, but nothing to like blow your minds, right?
Right.
So after going to these conferences, I'm like, you know what? I want to give Amazon like a real proper shot. We're going to bring it in-house. We're going to hire someone who's like really good at doing Amazon. We're going to make our listing look real good. We're going to, do all the review generating stuff. So what we did is we ended that relationship with the third party, and we started our hiring process. We thought we'd hire a person before we ran out of stock, but it turns out we couldn't find the right person. It was a really hard position to find. And so like our products essentially sold out on Amazon, and then we paused and we looked at it, and we looked at our sales on our store versus what we were doing on Amazon. And pretty much what happened is, let's say we're selling $1 on Amazon, which means we really generated half of that because we were working through a third party. We were going to be happy if we just essentially doubled that sales by selling on Beardbrand. But what we did is we went from taking that $1 off of Amazon to Beardbrand to actually ended up being about $2 on beardbrand.com. So we essentially doubled what we're selling on Amazon. And what I think was happening is people would go to beardbrand.com, they would shop, they would like find Tree Ranger beard oil. They'd want to go to it. They go to Amazon, they type in Tree Ranger beard oil. They would get that. And then Amazon would recommend some like Chinese crap brush or, some whatever styling product here. Yeah. And they would buy their normal cart size for beard care products. But now that we are on Amazon, they just stayed on the Beardbrand store. So they got our beard oil and they got our brush, they got our comb, and we were able to capture the entire experience for the customer and ultimately deliver a better experience for the customer because they're getting better quality products and better service and better emails,
better control of the packaging.
Yeah.
Like what we could add in.
Well, we could own it, right? So like there's a lot of things that we do at Beardbrand that you're not going to get from Amazon. Like our packaging is really nice. We have freebies in there. Our customer service is no question, like there's just a lot of control that you have by focusing on your own store. And again, like you can have both, I think, but I think it's really important to build on your own platform and own that relationship. Sorry to rant for a really long time.
No, I mean, I think those are all really valid points. And I always say, this isn't to like trash Amazon. I think it's good. You have to look at it from your business and what's going to help you. And I think you guys learned a really valuable lesson by taking back control. And I'm just going to pull out this question from the Amazon, from the audience. Did you have a strategy from converting customers from Amazon to D2C while staying, I guess, complacent with Amazon terms? Or is that the whole reason you left? Because the Amazon terms were just bullshit.
Well, the way I look at it is, again, it goes back to what I said earlier, is we have scarce resources. So every minute of energy we spend into serving Amazon or building an Amazon strategy or thinking about Amazon is taken away from energy that we can put towards building Beardbrand. So as an entrepreneur, you see opportunity. There is opportunity everywhere. I could buy billboards and find success. I could do radio. I could do TV. I can do ads. I can do eBay. I can do Amazon. I can do, whatever. I can do it all. And there's opportunity there. And you're going to be successful in all those if you stay focused. Yeah. And I wanted to be focused. I wanted the company to be focused on selling beardbrand.com, owning that relationship, not having distractions. And then if we ever get to the point where we do Amazon and have an Amazon strategy, we'll reevaluate that. But I also want to bring in another story because one of the things about me is I don't take pressure and I don't give pressure. And when we were working with Amazon in the early days, like really early days, before we even worked with the third party, we're actually selling direct. And I had products on there. We sold out too fast. And it was going to be like a week before like my bottles, my packaging came in, I could ship them out. And I remember I reached out to all the customers on Amazon. I said, here's the deal. I can I can give you like 2 of the things we have in stock, or you can just wait for it. Like I like went above and beyond for the customer to offer them. And we've just got great customers that are like, no big deal. I'll just wait. And then Amazon is just like run by these metrics and these notifications. And then all of a sudden they start emailing us because we're not hitting these numbers, when we had already proactively reached out to our customers, let them know what's going on, and they were okay with it. They're flagging us as like a company that doesn't have our act together. And they're like, their language is very threatening, very like parent child. And frankly, screw it. I don't have to, I can find success without you. Screw you. You know, like I'm not taking that. And so we just, I mean, that was ultimately the big thing for me is the way Amazon communicated with us. It was a big reason I hate being on Amazon.
Yeah, a lot of people are agreeing with you in the chat. Okay, so this actually segues very nicely into our next question, because people are asking, well, how did you build up beardbrand.com? How did you build direct? And I think content is king for you guys. You've really put a lot of time, resources, effort into crafting some of the best, unique, engaging content that I think is out there. So let's get into your content marketing. I want to talk a little bit about SEO as well, and then some of the social programs. So Mike, we're bringing you in. Get ready.
Okay.
So let's talk about content. From a content calendar perspective, how do you go about organizing this, and what does it include?
Yeah, it's like most of us at Beardbrand, it's pretty loose. We have a strategy in terms of like in terms of our blog. It's the goal is 2 blogs per month, and we've got a lengthy list of brand keywords that we've created through looking at other similar brands and other similar blogs. And then things that we haven't touched on yet, keywords that are opportunities for us to pick up, or keywords that are underperforming for us. And then from there isn't really necessarily a structure of when I'm going to write for a particular keyword. It's more kind of how I'm feeling that particular week. And if it's a topic that I feel like, number one, can I do something that is unique with the topic, especially with men's grooming, and you get into things like beard styles and mustache styles, and there's so much content that's out there, and I don't want to just ever regurgitate what's already out there on the internet. I don't think that that's helpful for anybody. So I try to approach everything from the direction of, can I say something unique about this, whether it's from my own personal lived experience, or some type of cultural significance, or just kind of a funny way or an entertaining way, or an interesting way to present the topic. That's kind of number one. So it kind of just comes down to how I'm feeling that particular week, and if I feel like it's something that I can write something compelling about. That's kind of where it starts.
And also, like, we kind of have a standard. We don't want to produce something unless it can be the best article on the internet for this given subject matter. And best is such an arbitrary term too. But you know, with Mike's like flair for puns and wit and humor, I think like almost that creative style of his writing style comes across in the blog as well.
Yeah, it's funny because Eric is always like sending me articles about, or he's always like, hey, make sure you're writing like 4th grade reading level, and here, use this. Do you know what like Hemingway style is?
I don't even remember what that shit is.
Like, it's, for me, it's like, it's kind of this wrestle. I feel like so much of the information that's out there on SEO is focused on B2B. And it's like from companies who are like, here's how to attract more clients for your business. And it's these very like cut and dry technical articles. And I just like, I think there's a fine balance, and particularly for us as a brand. And we do incorporate so much of the lifestyle aspect that I always want to take a little bit more of an artistic approach, which I have to do within reason, because I do still want to follow within those Google ranking guidelines, which are always ever changing.
But I don't care. Like, if you watch my videos on YouTube, like I don't do anything properly. So
I think so much of what makes Beardbrand what it is that I think we're all, at least the ones that are putting out content, is we're all pretty fearless in terms of just being ourselves and letting our personalities come through, and
Yeah.
not being afraid to put it out there. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't, we'll go back and redo it and make it better.
Yeah. If it doesn't work, no one saw it.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's,
Yeah. There's really like nothing to lose with within reason. Obviously there's terrible decisions that you could make, and you could put out something that's really insensitive. So I think you have to be cognizant of that. But other than that,
true to you, and you're speaking to your audience. You guys really know who your audience is, and I think that's important. Okay, so if I'm a small business with limited resources, what type of content should I really be honing in on? Should I be trying to make these elaborate videos? Should I try to get my blog up and running? Should I focus on a newsletter? And then like, why don't we answer that first? And then I want to understand, maybe like if you're a multi-million-dollar business like you guys, what should the majority of your content efforts be focused on? So we'll start with the small guys first.
Yeah. So I'll answer my take on it, and then maybe Mike can add his take. I think the type of content you need to produce is the one that you feel like you can grind on for a really long time. So if you like being in front of the camera, if you like editing, if you have kind of like an outgoing personality, then YouTube and video is probably the way to go. But if you're more cerebral, you like, long form writing, you're a blogger, then that's the way to go. If you like photography and capturing images, then maybe Instagram is the way to go. Or if you're like kind of like ADD and you just have all these thoughts all the time and you're a little controversial, then Twitter can be a great platform for you. So really, like, the content needs to be something that comes naturally to you. Don't follow any kind of us gurus here being like, oh, YouTube's the next great thing, blogging's the next great thing. They're all great things. You just have to do something that you can grind on, because it's that grind that's going to be the success. So many people try something and give up, and that's where the failure comes in. I don't know if.
No, I think that's right on the money. Because it can be years, as you know, before you start to see any return on that content you're creating. And that's the thing with content too, is you have to build up such a significant catalog of it for it to become relevant, and for people to be interested in it when they find it. It really does have to be something that you are willing to put the time and energy into out of pure enjoyment, or right, the one that you enjoy the most. That's probably, your personality is always going to come through the best in that way. Like if you hate writing, don't focus on the blog.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, also, I mean, hire a copywriter, right? Like if you have limited resources, like the one thing that you should do is say, hey, I really need a copywriter to really move the needle here for me. Kind of pick and choose what's going to be the most important for you as a small business.
Yeah, and I think the skill of a small business owner is understanding at what point of your business will the next thing impact your business. So, like having that vision and that foresight to be able to kind of see the future, understand what an investment is going to be, what it's going to take, how you can stick with it and have that perseverance for it. And then also pick and choose, I feel for all these people built on, what was that? Like was it Periscope that went under? It wasn't Periscope. Maybe it was. I don't know. But there was like social media platforms that have gone under that.
Well, even Tumblr is not what it was. And that was where where we started.
So yeah, I mean, like you have to have a little bit of luck there too. And
you have to evolve with.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really important. I think a lot of people get stuck, right, in the times, but you got to evolve. You got to go with what's trending. Mike, you brought up a good point about, I want to move into SEO now. You brought up a good point that a lot of like the resources for SEO is very B2B focused. So what are your top 3 tips for, I guess, B2C people listening in today on SEO?
Yeah. Be intentional, be unique, and be interesting, or at least compelling, or if nothing else, be funny. Like be entertaining. Like I think it gets lost that people mostly at the end of the day just want to be entertained.
Yeah. And I'll add on it too, because I feel like Beardbrand has pretty good SEO, not just from the great content that we have, but from other efforts. And one of the things I would say is be vulnerable. And what I mean by that is Beardbrand's been very open with telling our story, giving details, like showing a blueprint. Subsequently, we have a lot of competitors who have been inspired by what we've done. But more than that, it's allowed us to get opportunities like getting in front of Klaviyo. And then when Klaviyo talks about us, we're very fortunate. They put a link in to beardbrand.com. And we've done other kind of case studies like Typeform. And we talked about how Typeform was, we use them for a quiz. And this quiz also integrates with Klaviyo for a flow of ours. And, we could just be like, oh, this is our secret quiz. It's our way to make money. We're not going to, share any of that information to have a competitive advantage. But instead we're like, here's how you do it. We created or Typeform created a very good case study on how we do our quiz. And that's been great for generating links. And SEO, a big part of SEO is getting links from websites that have authority, like Klaviyo and like Typeform. So be vulnerable and tell your story as much as you feel comfortable.
Yeah. And just to elaborate a little bit further, I think because maybe it's because I'm constantly looking up to see what other blogs and articles are out there from our competitors about men's grooming or similar topics. And I come across so much stuff that it makes me roll my eyes. It'll be like, these are the best beard styles. And it'll be like 67 best beard styles. And you get down to like number 15 and it's like Topo Chico beard style. And it's just like a guy holding a Topo Chico that has a beard. And so like, I try to have some integrity there as well, because sometimes I feel like the internet and SEO is still the Wild West in terms of people will just, do anything that they can to rank. And so that's when I say be intentional is, I know it's really cliche to say, think about the reader, but I mean, really,
definitely. Yeah.
Think about like, what are you really trying to say? What are you really trying to do? It's creating content that I think is memorable to people.
Yeah.
And
so also social. So I think that kind of plays a huge role too. Your YouTube channel, like, I want to discuss this because you have 1.6 million subscribers. You really used that channel in the beginning, right, to really build your brand. So being that more and more people are, obviously more people are on YouTube today, more people making videos. It's a lot more digital today. And consumers are getting hit with so much content. How can brands really be creative with their video content so that it's different? Do you guys have any examples?
Yeah, I think, there's video is probably still a wide open frontier. I think like blogging's a lot more hard. You think about the different platforms and like the ease of entry. Twitter's super easy. Anyone can do 150 characters or 340 characters, whatever it is. Instagram, a little bit more challenging, but with phones, iPhones, you can take pretty good photos with your iPhone. And then blogging, it's pretty easy to write. All you need is a keyboard. But video, you need to have a personality, you need to have storytelling, you need to have video editing skills. So the barrier to entry is a lot higher. So subsequently, there's a lot of opportunities still out there that people haven't created. And not only that, maybe it's been created, but not created in your own style. I think the biggest mistake most brands are making is they're too brand focused. They're not customer focused. And it's like, oh, here's our new product. Here's this product's features. Here's what this can do. And hey, we got a deal. We got a promo. And you're like, why is no one watching my content? Like, well, your content kind of sucks. No one cares about you. And that's the reality. Like no one cares about you. No one cares about you.
Yeah.
So you have to care about the viewer and what they want. It's like, okay, well, my viewer doesn't care about this. What they care about is how do they look good? How do they have great grooming? How do they get entertained? How do they learn something new? And then once you kind of shift your mind from like how I talk about me and what I want to share to the world, and instead switch it around to what they're trying to do for their business or whatever problem you're solving, and how you can solve that through, content that's engaging, entertaining, valuable.
I think too with YouTube, so much of it is having such that consistent schedule and pacing. And I mean, to really grow on YouTube, you've got to be putting out high quality content really, really consistently. I mean, between our, like, I think we do 3 videos a week on our 2 respective channels for a total of
6 videos.
typically 6 videos a week.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of, I mean, like
Yeah.
everything that you do, you better prepare to do it well. And some channels, like there are some really big YouTubers who do 1 video a month
Mhm.
and they absolutely crush it. So there is no right or wrong frequency for YouTube, but it does depend on the content, and it needs to be remarkable. It needs to be something they've never seen before.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And I think you guys already said this, but I think, the biggest mistake that some brands make with not just, YouTube and creating videos, but even sometimes on social is it's too brand focused instead of it being customer focused and consumer focused. So really good points there.
You
Okay.
do need to have brand in there. Like they've got to
Mhm.
know who you are, but it's always that balance, that kind of like 80-20 rule, like 80% you're giving to them and then 20% self-promotional.
Yeah. And I mean, you got to start somewhere. I remember, I think at Clavio Boston, you showed us like one of your very first videos on YouTube, Eric, and it was great. It was so simple, right? And you have to start somewhere. Like you can't just.
Simple. You're just so kind. You're so kind.
There's a video. I hope it's the video I'm thinking of. There's a video of Eric where he's literally just standing in a bush.
I don't remember a bush. He was like sitting on a couch and it was just like there was no like decorations behind him. It was so bare bones.
Yeah.
But I mean, to everybody listening in today that really hasn't got into video, got to start somewhere. And then obviously, I encourage you guys to check out Beardbrand's YouTube channel. It's very inspiring, and you can kind of go back and see their evolution and their journey. But cool. All right, to wrap up this question, there was a question from the community. With all of the uncertainty surrounding social media and search engine advertising, I mean, it changes every day. It's crazy, right? How important will content marketing be, and email marketing, which we're going to get into very soon? How important will that stuff be moving forward? Or is there a different path that you guys are maybe looking at that we don't all know about yet?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's everything. I've seen some of my friends build amazing companies, and their product, their website, everything is no better than anything we're doing. But what they've done is they've been able to create brilliant content that taps in to some kind of, like what's that word? Like it's not blitzkrieg, kaleidoscope. Anyways.
Uh,
I don't know where you're going.
Yeah, zeitgeist. Yeah. That's the word I was looking for.
Here we go. People are putting it in the chat. Yeah.
But you guys know what I'm talking about. So like they kind of you tap into that, and that's when it just like blows up. And like in our space, everyone knows Dollar Shave Club kind of hit that nail on the head with that video of theirs. And that's that one video did so much more for them than any kind of like, I mean, no offense, but like email flow or website design or, ad marketing or targeting or whatever. It's just like, you got to really nail that content. And we're still searching for it, and, but I feel like, we've kind of built that system where we can have an idea, test it, see if it resonates, and go with it or not.
It's funny that you mentioned Dollar Shave Club, because they're kind of like an inspiration of mine in terms of the blog. Dollar Shave Club, I don't know if anyone here is familiar with their blog. It's called Mel Magazine, and they pretty much just publish anything and everything. Their content is all over the map, and it's amazing. It's brilliant, and it's well written and hilarious. I think they have a full team of writers. And that's kind of like always like my stretch goal is, how do I make Beardbrand's blog more like Mel Magazine? But back to your question, Morgan, I think Eric touched on this a little bit earlier. I think email is so critical because it's that customer base and those email lists that we've built. Those are one of the few things that we really truly own as a brand, because at any point, I mean, right, like Facebook could go under, Instagram could go under, all of these things could disappear and we lose that platform to connect with our customers. But with email, it's always there. We always have that.
Yeah. Well, assuming you're on Clavio, if you're on if you're doing any kind of monkey business, they may shut you down.
Don't do monkey business.
Yeah. Don't do monkey business. If you guys catch my drift.
Biggest takeaway.
Don't.
Out the monkey business. Horse around too much.
Let's move into Klaviyo a bit, because I know everybody on here is dying to see what you guys are doing in Klaviyo. Obviously, email and data, has been really important channel for you guys and for your brand. Just last year alone, I mean, you're driving 35% of revenue coming from email, Klaviyo in specific. Just throwing it out there. It's pretty good.
We had an okay year.
I didn't even know that. That's nearly as good as our YouTube.
Yeah. It was one of those things. We talked about this at like our halfway point of the year was, are we good or are we lucky? And it's probably a little bit of both in that, everybody knows what happened in 2020 and
right.
Everybody started shopping online more. And I think in a lot of ways we were lucky in that we were ready to pounce on the opportunities.
Being prepared is important. Yeah. All right, let's start with growing your list. You guys mentioned the quiz a little earlier. So the Beard quiz is actually one of our favorite sign-up forms here at Klaviyo. We've watched it evolve over the years, and it's actually powered through Typeform, but it integrates into Klaviyo. Kelsey, can we put up the slide with their form, please? Can you guys walk us through the idea behind this form that's on your direct website? I mean, Eric, that's an amazing shot. This is the first thing you see when you get to the website. Can you guys explain the idea behind the form and what are you doing with the data you're collecting from it?
Yeah, so the history goes back trying to create viral content, and we thought about how do we give entertainment or value to customers first, and then us second, and that was through like what we ended up calling this Beardsman quiz, and it was find out what kind of beardsman you are, and it's 6 different archetype of bearded guys, and I when I created it, I thought this was going to be the thing that blew Beardbrand up. And it was going to be like the ads that we could scale. Turns out it did good for us. It's like, I'm really proud of it, but it wasn't that kind of organic viral thing that everyone's like, oh yeah, I want to find out what kind of beardsman I am. So I think what we're doing now is a little more, so the beardsman one I would view as more as kind of like top of funnel, right? So you're just getting people who are kind of interested into the brand, kind of like dipping the toe. This one, what we do now is a little more, bottom of funnel, I guess I would say.
I don't know. I might say that this is still top of funnel because
middle funnel. But I mean, they know who Beardbrand is. They've been to the Beardbrand website. It's a little more product focused.
Yeah.
Than like lifestyle focused.
This one, I mean, what this one now is, we're actually linking to our fragrance quiz. So we have 3 silver line fragrances, 3 gold line fragrances that are all available in there are 12 matching products, 11 if it's silver line, 12 if it's gold line. And so like we've mapped out a process that we want the customer to go through, and that we want them to come to Beardbrand and understand that they don't have to settle for using mismatched products anymore and tons of different fragrances. So that's kind of number one is to get that message out there. We want to make it really easy for them to figure out which fragrance is for them. So that's what the quiz is we, similar to what the Beardsman quiz was, we kind of assign an archetype to each different fragrance. And so if you're like a guy with tattoos who works on motorcycles, and you're like a living example of James Dean, you're probably going to get 4 Vices, which is our,
coffee, tobacco, cannabis, and hops.
Yeah. Or if you're Willie Nelson, you're probably going to be 4 Vices. I wish we could get Willie Nelson in some 4 Vices. That'd be great.
Never know.
And so the fragrance quiz is to make it easier or to give people an idea of what they might like. But then we really just want them to try all 6. So at the end, that's like the first email in the flow that they go into, which is that boot camp flow. They get an offer. They actually get a product sampler, which comes with like little trial sizes of all of our products, or 6 of our products, I believe it is. And then they get all 6 fragrance samples as well. So it gives them an opportunity to not only try the products, but also experience every fragrance. And once they pick their favorite, then we want them to come back and get the products that they need for their specific grooming routine,
Right.
all in matching fragrances.
So the data that you're collecting from this is going into a flow, which is a really, really powerful flow that you guys have in Klaviyo. We have a couple screenshots of it. Basically, you're putting people into this Beardbrand Bootcamp. That is a tongue twister. So I'm glad I don't have to say that in person a ton of times.
We love alliteration.
I was going to say, did you like purposely mean to do that?
No, the Beardbrand Bootcamp existed before I came on board.
That was Fuel Made helped us get this set up.
Oh, really? Okay. Shout out to Fuel Made. So basically it has a couple days, you shoot, a couple days of emails. I think we have some examples here. Kels, if you want to go one more, this just kind of gives in Klaviyo, you guys can look at, your open rates, which they have amazing open and click rates here. And if you go one more, this is just an example of some of the content. So do you guys want to just briefly, I know we are like getting close to times. So if you want to just briefly kind of talk through some of the content that you envisioned for Beardbrand Bootcamp and why it's relating to customers.
Yeah, I mean, I'll chime in from what I remember, because we set this up back in like 2015 or something like that.
Wow.
But I mean, the big thing for us is like bring value to our customers first.
Yeah.
So the boot camp is like, how do we educate them? How do we make sure they know what they're doing? How do we make sure they have a good experience? Where, I mean, the worst thing they can do is spend 30 or 40 or $75 on products, get it and have no idea how to use it, and then get mad at us. That's just a lose-lose situation. So we just want to kind of, nip that tiger in the tail ahead of time. I don't know what that saying is, but
close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think too, for us that, the confidence comes first. I think that really is essential to the message of Beardbrand, is that above all else, it really comes down to loving the reflection of the person in the mirror. And that if that involves growing a beard, great. And if it doesn't, great. Like, we want to be here and support you through that either way. But we also want to make sure that like your first experiences with Beardbrand is also understanding that we're not just selling you grooming products. Like, there's so much more to Beardbrand than buy our product, buy our product, buy our product. It's really that self-improvement and that education aspect is probably even more important than the products themselves.
Yeah, I mean, we started off, I never envisioned this company as a grooming company. It was always about how do we bring confidence to our intended audience, and content was always first for us, and it just turns out that grooming products work well with that, and we're passionate about grooming products and we love them, but really it is that content first, and that mission of making men awesome. Like the more we sell just helps us get a louder voice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Going off of this and content, you guys do a lot of testing in Klaviyo, and I'm sure you do a ton of testing outside of Klaviyo, but the next slide shows, I think it was like an ABCD test, actually. So I wanted to, I'm like, wait a second, this is a lot of options here.
I don't think we weren't testing all of these simultaneously.
Really? Okay. All right. I was a little confused, but I always learn something new on Live from Your Laptop too. So please enlighten me here. Is it better to test creative? Is it better to test content? Because looking at these, you're kind of testing creative. So you got different images there. You also, with the last one, you don't put, I don't see like a major like get started code, but you have a review in there. So what's the strategy here? And like, how are you, I guess, like evaluating this?
So for this set right here, I think the screen is small in front of me, so I can't see this super closely, but I think if I remember correctly, the one on the far left and the second to the left, those are two different fragrances. So with these starter kits, we only have one fragrance available at a time. So I think the original one was the Old Money. We sold out of the Old Money and we switched to
Temple Smoke, right?
Temple. It was either Four Vices or Temple Smoke. And so that, I don't think we were testing those two. But then we decided we wanted to see what would happen if we added in the fragrance sample pack as well. And so that's the middle two. That's the difference there. And so we were doing some testing to see not only which converted better, but which customers came back more frequently and spent more money. So
What worked? I didn't even know we were doing this.
yeah, I'd have to check with I'd have to check with James. I think we went with the fragrance sample. The one on the two on the right
Yeah.
is what we went with. The one on the far right, we wanted to see if having a review or a customer testimonial in that email copy it changed anything.
I love
created-
reading our reviews. Those are some of
Those are my
favorite
favorite emails.
Your reviews are great. I've read through some of them, and it really is a true testament to you guys have this alliance, and it's really amazing to see the community that you built because they really are your advocates.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll add into that. Like, if the more you can do review emails, the more you're encouraging people to write reviews because they want to see their review sent. We always get the reviews back from people who we quoted, and they're just
Yeah.
like floored, and they're so stoked, they're so happy.
They're like, I'm famous on Beardbrand.
yeah. And then like it also encourages like people to write witty, creative reviews because you don't know if maybe we'll grab theirs and show it.
Well, that was our my favorite one was it was based on a typo. We had a guy who wrote an email about beard wash, and I think he wrote it makes the bears clean. And very obviously he meant it makes the beard clean, but I didn't want to be presumptuous. And so it led to several questions in the email. The person was from Phoenix, Arizona. And so my question was, did this person actually wash bears? Are there even bears in Phoenix? Did he wash the Chicago Bears?
So many questions.
We don't know.
We'll
We
never
never
know.
know.
We'll never know.
Oh, right. Okay.
Disclaimer, do not use Beardbrand products to wash bears or other animals. If you come across a bear in the wild, do not attempt to wash it.
Yeah, definitely.
Noted. All right, cool. I have like 2 more questions I want to get through, you guys. So I guess to wrap up this question, and then I have 3 questions. Somebody from the community wrote in and asked, with such a saturated market now, everybody's coming online, everybody's sending emails. What's your guys' advice on really making your emails stand out in the inbox?
This is a great question. Whoever asked that question is a great question. Yeah. A couple things for me that I try to think about every time I write an email, and I think this is more of just my general philosophy to email is I think about my own experience with my own inbox, and one of the things that I get tired of is just when I get emails from companies and they all look the same, and it's always, and maybe there must be data that suggests that this worked, but it's just like every time I see an email that's just like a photo of a product with like a percentage off, I'm like, I don't care, unless it's a product that I really want, and I'm like, oh yeah, great, that's great. I think for me, it's wanting to be different in what we do, wanting to be unique. And so we're really old school in our email approach, and that we're not graphic oriented. We're not GIF oriented. We're pretty old school, just text, plain text with like a call to action image at the bottom. And for me, it's, I want to create almost like a readership with my email subscribers. And 2 of the companies that I really admire for how they do this is The Hustle, which they're the tech news company. They're based down in here in Austin. It's just like every time I get an email from them, I click on it because I know there's going to be something of value in there for me, whether it's just entertaining or funny or useful. And I can scan it pretty quickly. And then there's another company I love called Pit Viper. And it's just part of that is just like their sense of humor, and they just give no F's. Yeah. They give no F's. I mean, that is their whole. They are like pure like 90s trash. I didn't know they had an email. They got an email. Oh yeah, it's every time they don't send out a ton of emails. I wish they sent out more. That's probably the only brand that I wish sent out more emails. And so for me, I want to put something in every email that is going to make somebody smile or make somebody laugh or be entertaining, because I want to create that. I want people to look forward to it.
Yeah. Cool.
And I mean, I would just add on, a lot of people have concern about the amount of emails to send out.
Yeah.
I would just remind you, like, the cream always rises to the top. If you've got really good content, really good emails, people want to open it up every single day. So don't get it in your head that you can't send more emails. Just get in your head that you got to send better emails and keep on figuring out how to do that.
Yeah. I mean, we to touch on that, we probably on average 4.5 a week. So some weeks it's 4, some weeks it's 5. Early in 2020, actually through a lot of 2020, I was really pushing to see what would happen if I consistently sent 5 a week. And I think we started to see some fatigue with that and some of the numbers drop off. So I kind of scaled things back to 4. I think it's going to vary depending on what your brand is and the type of content that you have. But don't be afraid to like try more until you have like a legitimate evidence that people don't want that much.
Yeah.
That's good advice. I was going to say quality over quantity, but to your point,
Oh,
maybe you start with, doing it and then scaling back. Okay, so just a brief public service announcement. So we're probably going to run over a little because I do want to get through these last 2 questions, and Beardbrand has some fun stuff, 5 minutes of fun stuff to close it out. So if you want to stay, great. We'd love to have you guys stay on. If you have to go, you got parent duties, laundry duties, drinking duties, whatever it is. We'll send the recording so you can catch the back half of it, but we're going to keep going. So you guys are dipping your toes into retail. Last year there was a huge shift where, brands were pulling out of retail and brick and mortars were closing down, but you guys are like heading into it now. So why all of a sudden is Beardbrand entering retail, and what is your strategy? And then I want you to like briefly talk about your barbershop in Austin, because I think it's super cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of the things I do at Beardbrand are simply because I'm dumb. Coming up with like 9 different fragrances or however many fragrances we have is like the dumbest thing I could have ever done. It's so hard. If you're in the beauty industry, do not do that. You will save a lot of headaches. And then, like for us, what we think about is we do think about Amazon, and we do recognize that a lot of people love Amazon. Amazon provides a lot of value to society, but there are things that Amazon cannot do that we can do. And one of those things we can do is, great content. But more than that is the in-person experience. And we have a YouTube channel where we do a lot of barbershop videos. And it makes sense for us to invest in our own barbershop to be able to, first of all, like deliver a better experience for our videos on YouTube, really control like the type of content quality in terms of like who the barbers are, who we're working with. And then also give our customers a way to experience really like the true authentic Beardbrand experience, and test the products if they want to test it, or even swing by and hopefully see a celebrity to them, which is a fun experience. Where else can you go where you actually get to meet and hang out with your online celebrities? It's just not something that a lot of places can do, but you can do that with Beardbrand.
It's one of the few barbershops where you can actually like legitimately see a barber's work beforehand. I mean, like how many barbershops can you just go online and have a whole Bob is our main barber over there. We have three barbers over there, and Bob is the one that's been with us the longest. And at this point, he's got a back catalog of however many videos, and like you can see exactly what you're going to get with Bob.
So I think it's, like from a strategy, it's just, like right now, I mean, I have a vision for how to take over the world with bricks and mortar, but it's not like a strategy for us to execute on. And for now, it's just like, like also to a certain degree, just get more immersed in Austin. So like Austin feels like Beardbrand's an Austin company, and we support the local community, and all my friends now can go to the barbershop, all my neighbors can go, and it's a way for them to connect with the brand in a way that maybe they weren't able to connect before.
I love that. Well, being an in-person experience person myself, I strongly hope that everything works out great for you guys there. It sounds very exciting. So 2 more questions. So this is something brand new that we've never done on Live from Your Laptop before. And I wanted to do it with you guys because I thought it would be a little hilarious and unexpected. So basically, I'm going to spit out a word to you, and I want you to immediately give me your first reaction to that word. So I'm going to do, Eric, I'll do one word, and then I'll go over to Mike and throw out the word, and like no filter, just say. Are you ready?
And I don't know these because
you don't know them. You don't know them at all.
No.
Time out. 2 questions.
What's the question? You
Wait,
tell.
so am I giving a one-word reaction or like a full,
Doesn't matter. Just
short quip?
whatever-
Okay.
whatever.
You said no filters.
Just don't say like the F word in full.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then
Okay.
and Mike's opinions do not represent the brand. They represent Mike.
I know your opinions do not represent the brand, nor do they represent Clavio. We're just going to try this for fun.
All right, let's have some fun.
All right, Eric, influencers.
I think they're great. I mean, I'm one of them, so we're great.
That's it. Okay, Mike, Pinterest.
Vinyl storage. I have a it's
That doesn't make sense.
I'm trying to find like a I need like a I don't even know what you call furniture. There's like a type of table that you would store your records in, and I'm trying to find one that doesn't suck. And so I'm like trying to get inspiration from Pinterest.
Oh, you go to Pinterest?
They send me emails every day because I think
Okay.
I Googled it once.
Great. Okay. And I see some people are putting their word answers in there in the chat. I love that.
Oh,
Okay.
that's fine. Yeah.
Eric, Facebook advertising.
Oh, I think that's probably the proper response.
Okay, that's it. Mike, interactive content.
Cool.
Okay. Eric, SMS.
SMS. Oh, the future, maybe.
Cool. Mike, personalization.
Good.
Wait,
Yeah,
that's
it's
your
good.
reaction to personalization.
I like personalization. Part of me wanted to say maybe a little overrated, but I also don't fully agree with that either. So it's good. I like it. Big fan.
Addison saying creepy.
Okay. Yeah. I think there's a line. There's a line.
There's a fine line.
Yeah.
Key. I like that, Elise. Personalization is key. Okay, back to you, Eric. Chatbots.
Oh, terrible.
Okay.
Get rid of them.
Mike, visual search.
I had to Google what this was. I'm breaking the third rule. And I'm gonna say I didn't even know this was a thing.
Okay.
It's very cool. I didn't know that. Do you know what visual search is?
What is that?
You could just like take a photo of a thing,
Oh, neat.
and then it like tells you like what the thing is and like where you can buy it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that seems like it's a really hot trend for 2021 for companies is to do this like visual search. You guys can like Google it and learn more about it, but
Maybe I'll do a visual search.
there you go. That should be your next content stuff, you guys. Okay, Eric, last one, list cleaning.
List cleaning. I have no idea. Never happens.
Well, you guys don't clean your list at Beardbrand? Oh my god!
Not with me.
I hope your CSM isn't watching this.
Mike probably does.
We
that.
we clean it. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
clean.
We get in
Oh
there.
no. Let me take that back.
We scrub it.
Early and often.
Yeah.
That was my response.
Yeah.
If you don't open our emails, you get kicked out.
Yeah. We kick people out all the time.
Okay. Well, we're actually doing an event tomorrow about list cleaning, so y'all should come to that. But okay.
Yeah, we do it after what is it? Like 60 days. We kick
Like
people out.
no, it's like 150.
Okay. That's how out of the loop I am with emails.
Eric's like, if they don't open one email, get them out.
Yeah.
It's
It's
just
dead to me. You
Stop.
must consume all of our propaganda.
Okay. Last word, Mike. Benchmarks.
important to know how you're growing and if you're going in the right direction.
Cool. All right. That was fun, you guys. I don't know. I just saw this on like LinkedIn and I thought it was fun. So thanks for playing. Last
Oh,
question, and then we're gonna do a quick like how to take care of your beard, and then we have a trivia question, and then we're saying good night or good afternoon or whatever time it is in your region.
Yeah, go grab a beer.
Yeah, and we grab a beer. Yeah. Okay. So last question actually comes from the community. I like to end with these. How do you continue to learn and grow? And you can each answer this as a CEO or a founder of a company in order to keep your team ahead of the game and evolve the brand. Who do you look to? What do you look to continue to learn and grow? And then Mike, we can talk about you too, how you come up with all this content. Like that's a lot.
So how I do things is probably a little unorthodox. I like to bitch and complain about all my problems to people who are smarter than me.
Mhm.
And then I shut up and I listen. So I go to a lot of conferences like Clavio Boston. I was bitching about something and I met the guys over at Groove Life and we were able to learn so much about like YouTube marketing from those guys. And bitching as long as you're just like, you have an open mind after you're bitching, it's great. It's phenomenal. So get into any kind of private community or online group. and just like vent your problems and listen.
I love that. Listen. Cool. Mike, what about you? How are you? You write you're continually having to pump out content. Where do you go for inspiration?
I read a lot.
Mhm.
I read a lot of novels. I read a lot of fiction, nonfiction. I watch a lot of sports. I don't know. I think with what we do, it's like that inspiration and like it's everywhere. It's all around. Like it's just, you just have to
Capture
be
it.
receptive to it and pay attention.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
You gotta listen. Yeah, that's awesome advice. All right, well, you guys, awesome, great chat. It was really inspiring to see all of the ways that you've owned your business, owned your marketing, owned your customers. You have some great tips, and I love how natural and just kind of like free spirited you guys are. Definitely some good pointers there, in which we'll be sending a recording out after if you guys missed anything that you want to follow back up on. So I'm going to have Beardbrand go through. I'm going to have you guys do like a little like beard care 101, but I want you to grab the products. As we do that, I'm going to throw up a poll. I want to know how you guys liked Live from Your Laptop today. It is anonymous. Don't worry. But it's really to just help us grow this community and get other people to tune into Live from Your Laptop. So we want to know if you would recommend to anybody else in the e-commerce or Klaviyo community. Looks like they're coming in pretty hot. So
Fives are good or fives are bad?
fives are good, you guys. So
everyone give a 5.
Well, if you're a marketer, you know that this is an NPS score. So this is a net promoter score. So we basically, instead of going we kind of break the rules here. Well, on my team, instead of going 0 to 10, we go 0 to 5, and we kind of break it down that way. So why don't you guys like show us some of the products and like how to actually like give us some tips. Like, I don't have a beard, but maybe like someone that I meet down the road will have a beard, and I can school them on how to care for a beard.
Yeah. So first things first, we have over like 1,000 videos on YouTube. So anything that kind of piques your interest here, head over to Beardbrand and Beardbrand Alliance. We have 2 YouTube channels, and you're going to be able to find any of this and more, depending on what you have. The thing that I kind of want to show you, what do we got here? Beard oil. We got styling balm. We got sea salt spray. We got deodorant. We got shampoo and conditioner. We got all these, and they're all Temple Smoke. They're all the same fragrance. Yeah. So what happens is you're able to groom from head to toe in the same fragrance, as I talked about earlier in the show. You end scent confusion, and so the techniques actually start in the shower.
Yeah.
So most guys will actually wash their beard too frequently, especially if they're not using Beardbrand products. They'll really dry their stuff out. You could use something like our utility bar to wash your beard, but it can also wash your hair. Yeah. You can also wash your body. You need to use it to shave.
Yeah.
So like you lather up your legs. If you're like, my wife will use this to shave her legs, or shave your face in the shower, whatever you want to do. This product can do it all. So it starts with a good foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the skin on your face is really, like, if we're getting back to beards,
yeah,
your beard is only going to be as healthy as your skin is. So it really starts with taking care of your skin.
Yeah. And also, if you want to go even deeper than that, like what you put into your body and how you treat your body will enhance your beard and hair growing techniques. So a lot of nuts, a lot of lifting weights, a lot of exercise, a lot of, like fish and biotin are great things to put into your body. Dark greens are amazing. Spinach, things like that.
If you could choose one essential for your beard, just one, what would it be?
Utility balm.
Yeah.
Is the bee's knees.
Utility balm.
Conveniently, the one I don't have here because it's being used.
Okay.
Well, I've got it, but it's just not in my whole stuff. Yeah, that thing can work similar to our utility bar. You can use it to hydrate your beard. It can help with your tattoos. So you can use it on your skin. If you got dry feet, it's the winter time. Yep. Dry feet, dry ankles, dry knees. Lather that utility balm up. Head to toe. You use it in your head hair.
I use it on my head hair. It's made with it's mango butter, shea butter, cocoa butter,
a little bit of lanolin, a little bit of beeswax,
a little jojoba oil, and a little apricot oil. So all just natural ingredients that are all just, not only are they great for conditioning and hydrating and moisturizing your hair, but they do the same for your skin as well. So again, yeah, I mean, it really
Without being like
is.
too heavy, too greasy, too like it feels like you're wearing
Yeah,
stuff.
we
It
have
absorbs well.
we have Alliance members who even use it as an under eye mask.
Oh,
And they use it like I started doing that too. And
yeah.
actually I feel like in the year that I've been here, I feel like I have less lines on my forehead
Yeah.
just from using utility balm.
You might actually be getting a lot of female clients coming in
Yeah.
on this here.
Well, I got a little baby. I got a little 9-month-old at home,
Yeah.
and those babies need lotion.
That's awesome.
Their skin's so soft and gentle and sensitive that we
Yeah.
will use utility balm up on those babies.
So utility balm is the one. So I'm sure we could sit here all day and go through beard tips. If you guys head over to their YouTube channel, I'm sure you've got a ton of resources there.
Let's give them 3 quick tips.
Okay.
Because that was just like,
I don't think we actually, 3 quick
yeah,
tips.
we'll give them 3 quick tips. One is give yourself at least 30 days. A lot of people, they start to grow a beard and it's not coming in super full and they get a little bit worried and think that they can't grow it and they shave it off. You got to give it at least 30 to 60 days. At around that 30-day mark, you want to trim your neckline. Otherwise, your beard starts getting down here past the Adam's apple. You start to look like a neck beard. You can Google why you maybe don't want to look like a neck beard. And then number 3 is, again, what we talked about with taking care of the skin and not washing it too frequently. Your beard thrives on the sebum, or the natural oil that's produced by your skin. And when you use, definitely don't use hair shampoo on it, because that's designed for your scalp, which is oilier than your face. So you don't want to wash your beard too frequently, because that will strip away that oil and leave you with a beard that feels drier than a Texas summer.
That's okay. All right. Great tips.
West Texas.
Was that 3 or was I?
Yeah. We'll call it 3.
Yeah, that works. All right. I want to do something really quick, and then we have the giveaway, and then we're going to say goodbye. Since it is football season coming to a close here, we want you guys to vote on the best beard in the NFL. We chose Beardbrand did a really cool blog on this, and we pulled 3 NFL stars from it. So I'm going to launch the poll. We want you guys to, hold on, I'm technically challenged over here. Let us know what your favorite beard is, and then whoever the winner is, we're going to have Eric and Mike weigh in on their expert opinion. You can't just vote for like your team. So if you're from Jacksonville, you can't be like, oh, I'm just going to vote for.
I can't imagine we got many fans of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Cleveland Browns, and Miami Dolphins in here. No offense to.
And even the Cleveland Browns, who lost on Sunday.
Baker Mayfield's got a pretty solid beard.
He does.
All right, I think the majority is Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Fitzmagic. I got a crush on him.
Okay, man crush.
Oh no, real crush.
What is this beard called? Do we have a name for this?
I would call that a full natural beard.
A full natural beard. All right, see, natural one. Cool. All right, last thing we're gonna give away. What are we giving away, you guys? It's like we're doing a whole scent kit or something to one lucky winner.
Ultimate grooming bundle.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, man.
Yeah.
That's a nice.
You guys are in for a treat. That's like 12 products. That's like a $400 value or something like that.
It's the ultimate end of scent confusion.
Ultimate ending of scent confusion. Okay, so
every scented beard brand product.
Yeah, so hair care, we have hair shampoo and conditioner, styling products. So if you're a guy or a girl, you're going to have products in here that you can use.
Yeah, here's what you'll get. You'll get a beard oil. You'll get a beard wash. You'll get a beard softener. You'll get a utility bar. You'll get a utility balm. You'll get a styling balm. You'll get a deodorant. You'll get a sea salt spray. You'll get a shampoo, a conditioner, an eau de parfum, and what am I? Mustache wax.
Mustache wax. All right, we're ready. All right, we're going to have you guys ask the question. I know the answer, so I'm going to pick. I'll look out for the winner. You're going to ask the question. So everybody has to get their hands ready on the keyboard.
Okay, yeah. So what is Beardbrand's? What is Beardbrand's unique selling feature or proposition? USP. We got any winners?
Well, so people are coming in saying make men awesome, which I think is your.
Yeah, that's our mission. That's our mission.
So Jennifer says eliminate scent confusion.
There you go, Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer, you got it, girl. Hopefully you got a man or I don't
It
know.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Our women are using half of these products too.
And there you go. You
And
want
they're going to be better than any women's product you've used too. I'll tell you that right now.
probably. I mean, you're talking about the wrinkle stuff. I'm about to hop on and grab some of that. So my beard will love this. We're so glad, Jennifer. So awesome, you guys. So I want to give a huge thank you to the Beardbrand fam. We are such big fans of you guys. Thank you so much for being on the show, and we can't wait to see what you do next. Also, this show would not be possible without all of you listening in and telling your friends and being part of this amazing community that we have. So thank you for spending the hour and 17 minutes with us. We hope you can join us next week for Live from Your Laptop. We have Lady Gaga's brand on here, Haas Laboratories. We are very excited. I really wish I could say that Lady Gaga will be on the show next week, but it's a little out of our budget, and I'm not even sure she would be available. But we'll be chatting with the girl who owns the digital marketing and email for Haas Labs. So we have some fun lined up there. Lastly, you'll get an email shortly after this with some follow-up stuff. So be on the lookout for that. I think we have a promo code for our audience members and some different stuff, reading resources, content resources for you guys, and of course the recording. Until next time, you guys, thank you so much and have